We're currently experiencing the third edition of AidEx Africa in Nairobi. The event has gone extraordinarily well. We had to close registration several days before the event took place because it was oversubscribed. This is not surprising because the theme of this year's event is localisation, and where better to hold an event on localisation than Nairobi. The importance of decentralising decisions and embracing emerging economies that are in transition like that of Kenya, is paramount. At the recent UN World Humanitarian Summit in Istanbul, the localisation theme was the main success story of the event. And we're continuing the discussion here with people not only from Kenya but from neighbouring countries like Uganda and Tanzania, and also with strong participation from the commercial sector and considerations to the collaboration between the commercial sector and not-for-profit organisations.
Yeah, this has been my first time at the AidEx conference, and it's been different. You know, usually when you go to these types of developmental humanitarian conferences, it's the usual crowd, the same old people, the same old topics, coming up with the same old conclusions. But the crowd at AidEx is different. I'm seeing very local actors, lots of grassroots organizations. I'm seeing a big private sector involvement. Yes, the traditional players are there, but the scope and the field of people we're dealing with is a lot different, which is making for more richer conversations.
This event has been very great for me. I've attended several of the other Brussels events, and what this does is it gives me an opportunity to talk to people that are actually local. The folks that are dealing with the beneficiaries, you know, the folks, the implementing partners for the NGOs or for the UN agencies that we work with. It has been eye-opening. I have enjoyed getting some stimulating questions when we did our panel discussion as well. I'm Kenyan, and I always assume that people always assume that I'm an expert in all things Kenyan. I have learned a few things today. You know, I've found out about more organizations that I wasn't aware of, and you know, some of the programs that they're working on.
I cannot overstate the importance of localization for the IFRC and its member Red Cross and Red Crescent societies around the world. If we are to overcome chronic challenges for humanitarian and development needs, we have to listen more carefully to local communities. And in order to do that, we have to empower them and give them the resources that they need.
Public-private partnerships are very important because it's something that is key in terms of implementation of programs. In the past, we have seen the private sector or the public sector trying to go on its own. But then we've realized it works better when we work together. And sitting here and seeing different people from this different sector engaging with one another, and each one of them being very ready to go in and actually get involved in localization, see that their programs are localized, is very amazing.
This is a great event. We need more events like this that bring together a diverse set of stakeholders to come around a common problem in which we are all invested. Too often, we speak only to ourselves and to narrow audiences. An event like AidEx Africa helps bring together a diverse group of stakeholders around a common problem.
It's widely accepted that lack of localisation and decentralisation of decisions may have given rise to some of the failure of some of the best projects in previous years. And engaging people at a local level and getting partnership from local communities is what the future is all about. AidEx Africa has been a phenomenal opportunity, and we look forward to organising this event again in another year's time.